What's up, y'all? Welcome into Friday's Wake Up Barstool, guys. It's going to be so much fun. Let's start the weekend off the right way, okay? And that's with Wainwright. The Wainwright way. Adam Wainwright going to stop by, talk some World Baseball Classic. We got Mike Decourcy from Fox Sports, our oracle of the bracket to tell us who's going to make it, who's not. TCU head coach Jamie Dixon joining the show, as well as plenty more on this Wake Up Barstool. It all starts now on FS1. Oh my God.
Avert your eyes.
I look like, so one of my favorite parts about moving to the West, or the Midwest, has been glass milk. I look like the human version of Overweiss here. This is crazy. Look
What'd
how
you say about
creamy I
glass
look.
milk?
Oberweis, dude.
Overweiss. I always pronounce it Overweiss.
I noticed that. I just went right
Am I
past
being
it.
too extra there?
My family used to sing that.
What?
That's Edelweiss.
Oh. All right.
That's Sound of Music, brother.
No, it's glass milk. You don't buy the glass milk?
No, I mean back home, yeah, I'll get a big glass of milk.
No, they have. It's not in. They sell it in like glass containers.
Big
and then you
glass
return
jar.
them to get
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
the jars.
Yeah, I know there wasn't a lot
Shout out
of that.
Hornstra Farms in Hingham, Massachusetts. We get it all the time.
Data, you look like a guy who enjoys a milkshake.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get you over to Oberweis for a
Yeah,
milkshake.
except right now I'm on a diet, so.
Okay.
it's not-
Yeah, look at this. When did the diet start, Dana?
Technically yesterday, but
Looking good. Looking good.
Day
Shows.
one.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I need some Bro Glow. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Sun comes out Monday, you said, Chief?
70 degrees.
Yeah.
Let's go. Boys, we're making it. And I hope you're making it out there. I hope you're ready to have a great weekend, guys. T-Bob Baby, we got Chief, we got Dana Beers. Megan's out again today. We love her. We'll see her back soon. Michael Kadick is on assignment. He's in Tampa with Coach John Gruden, getting followed by the best quarterbacks in the entire country. So can't wait to get Mikey back next week and hear how that journey has gone. But today, boys, we start with the World Baseball Classic. As if you were just joining us, if you've been watching FS1 all morning long, what a way to start your mornings. Baseball, kicking things off, and Japan takes care of business, drops Chinese Taipei to 0-2 this tournament. Japan wins 13-0. And guys, wouldn't you know it, it starts with a Shohei grand slam, dude.
Dude, look at that crowd. Look at that crowd going absolutely bananas. I mean, we all know how good Shohei is, but to do it in front of a crowd like this.
How's he so consistent, though?
Because he's the
He's a
greatest player in the
robot.
world.
I know, but it's baseball. You're supposed to fail. You're not supposed to be able to, like, and I get it. It's not like he bats like 500, but from a moment standpoint, he always delivers the narrative. He always delivers the storyline. I've never seen anything like it.
They should have intentionally walked him with the bases loaded.
Yeah,
That's what they should have done.
Legit, yeah.
They paid the price immediately. Also, I mean, if Shohei's swing doesn't get you fired up for baseball season, nothing will.
There's also something just awesome about live sports first thing in the morning. Mm-hmm. That is the best.
It's the best.
Yep.
And you're a big soccer guy, so
Yeah.
I'm sure you get your Sundays.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
It was just like, I can't watch anything else. Just give me a sport. So I started watching soccer. I became a huge fan.
I know. I'm always so jealous of the EPL boys because they get their Saturday mornings to go to the bar, start having a couple pints, and watch their favorite team in action.
It's not too late. We
I
got 9 games left to go in the year. Some of us are in a relegation fight. It's very exciting.
I've done this dance in my adult life so many times about telling myself I'm going to align myself with an EPL team, and I never fall through.
It's hard unless it feels like organic. You can't just kind of force it.
My dream series, content series, is to somehow get sold that I'm going overseas and finding a soccer club.
That would be a good series, Dana.
Yeah.
You would kill that.
But now that I'm growing up and I'm about to have a dog and probably children soon, probably not realistic, but
Just do it now. Do it before.
No.
Dog fine.
We can get this done in like 10 days. We can see like 6 games in 10 days.
Okay, so Japan wins 13-0. They dominant start for the Japanese there in the tournament. As you see, guys, we got a full slate of games coming up throughout the day. The one that we're focused on, though, the USA, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, 7 Central, USA versus Brazil only on Fox. It's going to be great. All the biggest stars going to be out.
Did you see Aaron Judge's speech?
Yes, I'm giving him. Whoever on our social media team tweeted Aaron Judge has to be ready to go on a brisk walk. I thought that was a perfection joke. I'm giving him grace because it's not like the final game or anything. It was the beginning of the tournament, so I'm okay with him reserving a little bit of energy. Although Judge doesn't really strike me as like a massive speech guy.
No, he seems very like calm.
Yeah.
And collected, but it wasn't the best. Apparently there was some USA chants once the camera was cut. Okay. But that's alleged.
Yeah, but that seems kind of forced even.
Yeah.
Like one guy like US, everybody's kind of doing it, and then you're wondering, okay, how many more times are we gonna say it before we stop? It's fine though. It's fine. Look, the team is great. Mm-hmm. They're the favorites to win the tournament. And it all starts tonight on Fox. We'll see what they can get done. Shout out to the World Baseball Classic.
American sports are up.
Yeah, they are. Shout out to Martin Archibald Bush Mush down in Scottsdale, getting to interview some of the guys down there. Seems like he's having a good time.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, baseball in the morning. I love it. I want to become like a morning sports guy, like 8 a.m.
Well, you're now on a morning sports show, so I mean, you're getting there.
You're doing
it. You're definitely getting there.
Isn't that what you guys do? Hit Declan sometimes?
You can
used to.
March 22nd, we're going to go before it opens. It's just going to be, I got 2 other guys going with me.
All right.
So, including the owner. So we'll just go and we'll just watch soccer starting at 7 a.m.
I need to somehow get into soccer.
I think this will be a good way to start.
Okay, it doesn't really scratch my itch right now, but
well, we are attempting to bring beers back.
We are,
because on the Big Boys
BBC
Club,
is BBBing.
Yeah, we are deeply concerned about all the analytics coming out about the current generation and their beer drinking or lack thereof, and that's a great way to do it because you can start like. You're allowed to drink when sports are on the TV. So if you want morning beers, there's no better way to justify it than watching a little footy.
Absolutely.
You Guinness guy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, nothing better than a Guinness at 7 a.m.
Okay, yeah, I'm in.
All right.
One last question.
Yeah.
No, that's going to be a can of worms.
Self-control.
I want to come back to this.
I was going to say, who should I root for? And then that's like a 15-minute
Okay, we can do that later.
We'll do that another time.
DJ Moore, in some NFL news, because the NFL news cycle never stops and always dominates. We're here in Chicago. DJ Moore traded to the Buffalo Bills. So the Bears give up Moore, a 5th-round pick. In return, they get a 2nd-round pick, which is, by all accounts, a much higher return than anybody would have thought going into this thing, and they clear up about $40 million in cap space. This feels like a big win for the Bears here.
Yeah, huge win. When the initial report was it was going to be a mid-round pick, I was like, all right, 4th-round pick, get that money. It's like a pure cap dump.
Yeah.
When I heard it was a 2nd, I was like, fellas, Ryan Poles cooking. So I like the trade. DJ Moore, pretty good soldier here, good player. I think he's still good. In reality, though, he's probably going to be would have been their 4th option in the passing game next year. You can't have your highest paid player in the team be your 4th weapon on offense. So it made sense. Hopefully he has a good time in Buffalo. Wish him the best, but this is a good move for the Bears.
As the resident Bears fan on this panel right now, how would you rate your experience with DJ Moore? Because I feel like it was kind of up and down from an outsider.
It was up and down. He had a really good rapport with Justin Fields. It just felt like it just didn't really fit with Ben Johnson for whatever reason. And then you saw the emergence of Luther Burden and Colston Loveland, and his role just kept getting diminished. He had 2 of the biggest plays in Bears history, or at least of my lifetime.
Yeah.
So we'll always remember him for that. And then we just won't talk about how his last play went because he cut off that route, and that was the end of the Bears season. But overall, I'd say it was a good experience. Still one of the greatest trades ever. They got so much from the Carolina Panthers that really helped build this roster that went pretty far in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I think 3 things on Moore. First is it is interesting to me how I feel like the conversations surrounding Moore and A.J. Brown feel very similar. But then you look at the numbers, and like A.J. Brown had like over 70 catches, over 1,000 yards, like 8 touchdowns. And you look at Moore, he was at like 680. Yeah. So the statistical production, not there anymore. Ben Johnson wants wide receivers who are plus blockers. because everything works out of the run game with the Ben Johnson scheme. He also wants to run a lot of 12 personnel with 2 tight ends.
A lot of 13
third wide
too.
Yeah, exactly. Which
Yeah.
means like the chances for more receivers are diminishing there, and so it just it makes all the sense in the world that he didn't move on because, as you said, especially with Burton and Odunze coming on. All right, that was a crazy knuckle crack. Wait, are you?
I did not think it was going to be that loud.
Dude, that was a manly knuckle crack. Did you snap a child's
I
neck?
apologize.
Sorry to the people at home breaking your windows.
No way. Why are you apologizing? It's like ASMR. I think some people are getting turned on. Chief, do you trust Rome to be wide receiver 1?
I don't think he's like, we haven't seen it yet. I think there's been flashes, but when you take a guy 9th overall, you're expecting him to be a star, a Jamar Chase, a Justin Jefferson level. He's just not that. But I think in Ben Johnson's offense, when you have Luther Burden emerging more and more as last year went along, same thing with Colston Loveland, the run game is always going to be the focal point. Rome doesn't have to be like this all-pro guy, but he does have to take a step.
Yeah.
So
He needs to be a 1,000-yard receiver.
I would love it if he were a 1,000-yard receiver. But I honestly think it might end up being Burden. Like, he's so explosive with the ball in his hands. He can do the underneath stuff. He's got the speed to take the top off. He's just not the best jump ball guy. So I think everybody is going to have a role. I don't know that it's going to be like, hey, like, this is our number 1 guy.
It's crazy. And like two years ago in college football, Luther Burden was the number 1 guy.
Yes.
He took a little step back, but he seems to be finding it again. Real quick from the Bills' perspective, I think this is a fine move. And without a doubt, Josh Allen will be the best quarterback Moore ever played with, so maybe he gets like a little juice there. But I don't know that this really changes my overall outlook on the Bills that much.
I think it helps them. I mean, the other thing with DJ is that he's always been kind of a bad body language guy, which if he didn't have that, I think he would be more likable, and we'd miss him a little bit more. But he is going to go. He's still a very good player.
Yeah.
So,
Dana, what do you think? You at all nervous about the Bills getting DJ Moore as a Patriots fan?
Not necessarily. I'm just kind of confused by the whole like aging receiver for a 2nd-round pick. I don't understand the mechanics behind this. It seems like kind of a reach for them.
A little desperate.
Yeah. I'm thinking back to players like, I think like Randy Moss got traded for like a 5th or 6th-round pick when he was pretty still like
4th.
Yeah, like still pretty good. So I don't really totally understand the mechanics.
Well,
here,
and
but
apparently they like already guaranteed his contract, where basically like he has to play like 2 or 3 full years in Buffalo for them to capitalize off of it.
they definitely need a receiver, but I don't think it moves the needle too much.
All right, coming up next, guys, as March rolls right along, we continue to welcome in college basketball coach, Dr. DePaul head coach Chris Holtmann. Also, you get on Twitter, #AskWub. We'll get to the best questions throughout the show. At the end of the show, Ask Wub on Twitter. See you next week, Barstool. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. It's March Madness, guys. It's rolling along. College basketball is in the air. And right now, it's our pleasure to talk to one of our local favorites here, and that is DePaul head coach Chris Holtmann. Coach Holtmann, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining the show today. How are we feeling this morning?
Great, guys. Great to be with you. Thanks for having me on. Enjoy your show, and look forward to chatting for a few moments.
Okay, so let's talk about your time at DePaul first. Then we'll get into maybe some larger college basketball questions so far. It's been some really good early returns. The fans are excited. Are you at all surprised by some of the success you've had at a place that has maybe had a lack thereof over time?
Yeah, you know what? I tell you, it's been, I think when you jump into it, you don't know when it's going to turn. And I think we came in as a staff really believing that this program could be different than maybe what it had been for the previous two decades. And we took a step in year one, guys, last year, winning 14 games. And in year two, we've taken another step forward. We have the most Big East wins since 2007. Attendance is at an all-time high. I give our fans a lot of credit, man. They've kind of hung around and stuck with us. We've got a great, loyal fan base that stuck around for some tough years. And we've got a school and an administration that's kind of rallied behind some of our success here. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun here in Lincoln Park. Been a lot of fun in Wintrust. I'm hoping we can finish it well.
Well, and look, you see the Marquette highlights here, and you mentioned the fans. And what better way to honor those fans, Coach, than buying them some drinks at the bar, which I believe you did earlier this year. Do we have the video of this, guys? What spurred you to want to treat those loyal fans to some adult beverages here, Coach?
Well, listen, I think we all know that that's a pretty easy way to get on the good side of students. Right? That's an easy thing to do. I loved it. We had the most students at Wintrust for that Marquette game. We had the most students we've had in the history of Wintrust, and it was packed. And it was a back and forth game. We were down 8 at half, and their energy really provided a big time boost. So I literally was in the coaches meeting after the game, and I said, hey, listen, I think I'm going to tweet out, I'm going to buy every student who came to the game a beer, and I'm just going to meet them at a local bar on campus. And Kelly's on campus right now. And I said, I think I'm just going to tweet it. And everybody was like, oh, well, hold up here. Let's get the social media people. But I said, no, I just want to tweet it. I just want to be kind of organic. And it turned out to be a great thing. We went to a couple bars. Listen, it's been a few years since I went from bar to bar, if I'm being honest. So I was a little bit out of my element. I'm 54 years old, but it was a great night. It was a great night. I said we got to celebrate early as we rebuild this. Some of our micro successes. That was one where we wanted to celebrate it, and our students loved it.
That's
yeah,
my
man.
type of coach right there.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
I love that.
Yeah, his name is Dana Beers, by the way.
I know. I heard he averaged a double-double, so I got to hear
Look at that. Oh, let's go, dude.
man.
Coach,
Let's go.
locked in, dude.
Yeah, Coach, I'm a massive hoop head. I love basketball. I got a college basketball show here, so I'm locked into the Big East, everything. So what's going on heading into this tournament? How are you preparing for such a tight schedule and such a strong competition with that Big East tournament?
Well, I tell you, we've got our third game in less than basically 6 days here on Saturday. We have a chance to play for the 5th seed in the conference tournament. So we've got a chance to do that. My friend Coach Pearl the other day mentioned about being we're not last. We got
Yeah.
for 5th. We got a chance to play for 5th. We got to win on Saturday. In order to do that, you get a bye. The top 5 seeds get a bye. We've got a tough Butler team that's played really well on the road coming in, so we need to play well. That's the biggest thing. We played really well here down the stretch. We did not play great in our last game, but give Nova a lot of credit. They played well. There's a lot of balance within the middle to bottom part of the Big East this year, guys. And I think that's what you'll see in the conference tournament in Madison Square Garden. It is, I've been a part of, obviously, the Big Ten, been a part of the Big East, been a part of other mid-major leagues. I think the Big East tournament's the best conference tournament in college basketball. The venue, the energy around it is phenomenal.
Yeah, Coach, as a local guy, we would always look at DePaul and be like, if they could just get the 2 Chicago area kids or suburb kids, the program would be a lot better. Is there a concerted effort to make this more of like a hometown team and go out and recruit Chicago and Chicagoland?
For sure. That's been a priority. Now, you guys know, I mean, you follow college sports. Obviously, it's what you guys do. Recruiting has changed, right?
Yeah.
You're bringing guys from all over, from schools all over. We have international guys on our roster because Chicago's a great international city, but the city and the suburbs absolutely have been a priority for us to recruit this particular area. We have one coming in this coming year that we're really excited about. So it is absolutely going to be a priority. At the end of the day, though, you're looking for the best fits wherever you can find them. The one thing that I love about this group right now is in today's age where guys are moving from one school to the next, we have a group that has really bought into the idea of, hey, they're playing to leave DePaul in a better place than what they found it, to leave a mark, to leave a legacy. So when we've hit these benchmarks, most Big East wins since 2007, a chance to be the highest seed ever in the conference tournament. That matters to kids. And, we can say so much about NIL and kids playing for themselves. This group has decided, hey, they want to play for something a little bit bigger. It's been really fun to see.
Coach, so I'm 37. I've got 2 daughters, a little son. They're like 8, 6, and 3. And I saw a video of you that gave me maybe a glimpse into my own future. And this was you and your daughter having a good time at a Taylor Swift concert. Yes. You talked about being out of your element at the bar by bar hopping here. How was it being with all the Swifties?
Listen, if I was out of my element at the bar, that was a whole nother level being out of my element there. I mean, it was unlike anything I've ever experienced, really. You have 2 daughters, right?
Yeah.
Bob, is that what you
sir.
said?
Yes, sir.
To have that moment with her, we went out to LA. She's a huge Swiftie, and I guess I am now as well. To have that moment with her and spend it just me and her. My wife was gracious enough just to let us do it, but it was a wild experience. Listen, I had never been to a concert. I had never heard that degree of yelling and screaming and the squeals when she came out. It was piercing, actually, but it was a moment for myself and my daughter that I'll never forget.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to but I can't wait to have those moments. Side note, did you mean you'd never been to a concert at all, or you'd never been to a Taylor Swift concert?
Had never been to a Swift concert.
Oh, okay.
We got to get
making
Wintrust
sure.
looking like a Taylor Swift concert.
I mean, he's working on it, dude. He's getting it done.
It's attendance is up for another year. It's the highest it's been.
Let's go.
Coach, earlier you kind of referenced playing at Madison Square Garden. As somebody who's spent a life in the game, and obviously you've played all over, right? Multi-time coach of the year in multiple different conferences. What's it feel like to be there in the Garden for this tournament?
It's the best, guys. I mean, I think it's the best. It's what makes. I wish college basketball would do more home and homes. There's some changes that I think would elevate our game. More home and home, less neutral in the non-conference. Let's do more home and homes.
Yeah.
I think that's a better thing. And I also wish that, more conference tournaments would have one specific venue that they go to every year. The Valley does it, I believe. The Big East does it. I just think it's a special thing. The Big East or the Big Ten, it was great. They went to different cities, and that was great for cities. We came to Chicago. But I love the fact that it's in that place, that iconic venue, and the energy in the building is incredible. Yeah. I mean, it just is unlike anything I've experienced.
Coach, it feels like this year in college basketball specifically has kind of had, I don't know how to put it, but it's just been better than years past. Do you think it's just because of we have such great teams at the top, or is it just more spread out? What do you think it is about this season that, people can get excited about? Because a lot of guys are coming from football season and are looking for things to learn about college basketball. But to me, I've been watching all year. It's been a phenomenal year. In your mind, what has it been about this season that's been so special?
I think better players are sticking around.
Yeah.
I've coached a different place. I had good players that would leave, 5 years ago. They weren't sure if they were going to get drafted, but they had a chance to get drafted. So they left with the idea that they could potentially get drafted. Those players would have stuck around nowadays.
Yeah.
And so you're having better players because of NIL stick around in college for multiple years. So the talent is elevated. You also have an influx of international players. Because the pay over here is better in most cases than the international professional market. So you have this upgrade in talent, and then you have great stories in college basketball like what Miami of Ohio is doing, that I think has caught everybody's attention when you see an undefeated season in front of you. So I think it is having a great year. I think college basketball is having a bit of a renaissance here. And I think it's going to continue. Hopefully we can make a couple tweaks and changes. I know coaches love to complain about things, but I'm really happy with where college basketball is at and where it's moving.
Okay, Coach, I'm going to ask you a question that might feel a little controversial to you. Not trying to trap you, but we did have Coach Pearl on the other day. You mentioned Miami of Ohio. Coach Pearl came on and said they would finish dead last in the Big East. Miami of Ohio's AD came on the show, and he, understandably, took some issue with that. Where do you think Miami of Ohio would finish in the Big East?
I do not think they would finish dead last. It's hard to project that, honestly. Here's what I will say about Miami of Ohio and what Coach Pearl said. I love Coach. And he gets paid, right, to say things.
Yes.
That's what he gets paid to do. He gets paid to give his opinion. He gave his opinion. I joked earlier about him saying we're last. We're not last. I just want to make sure that's clear. We're playing for fifth. But here's what I will say about Miami of Ohio. They are a bona fide, at-large NCAA tournament team. They have proven that at this point right now. You know, I know the internet loves to kind of market outrage. So I'm not going to get too worked up about all that stuff. What I will say is they proved it at this point. They, for the better part of a month and a half, been up against it with everybody saying they have to win every game. They got to win out to be an at-large team, and they've done it over and over and over. We can certainly debate the merits of what Coach said in terms of the wear and tear of a high major league. I've coached in the MAC. I've coached in high major leagues like the Big Ten and the Big East. There's wear and tear in every league. Certainly the high major leagues can beat you up, but I've got tremendous respect for what Miami of Ohio has done. I think they're a bona fide at-large team. They absolutely should be in. They've proven it up to this point. Listen, you know, they wanted to play. They called for us to schedule them. It's hard to schedule at that level. We did not choose to play them as we're rebuilding this program. So, big time respect for them. I also have tremendous respect for our league. And I think that our league is, it's the 4th or 5th best league in the country in most every year. And it can wear on you as well. So where they would finish, good question. I don't know. I know they're a bona fide NCAA tournament team.
I think you nailed that. That was like super sincere, well thought, and you didn't go like, we didn't entrap you, which I wasn't trying to do, Coach. Thank you for giving us your time this morning, man. Everybody get out to Wintrust tomorrow, 11 a.m. Butler, DePaul, close out the season, make it loud, make it crazy. Coach, sometime this offseason, we got to get you in studio, man. We would love that. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, would love it. Great being with you guys. Thanks so much.
DePaul head coach Chris Holtmann joining the show. That was great. Thank you so much. Coming up next, we're going to stick to some college basketball as we continue to look at the bubble. And there's a new team entering the mix. One of the hottest teams in the entire country next, right here on Wake Up Barstool. What's ham? Welcome back. Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. T-Bob Chief and Dana Beers hanging out with you this morning.
What's
Dana,
happening?
Of course, on Mostly Hoops. Our excellent new college basketball show now 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Dana?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, baby.
So you're heading over there right after this, right?
I am, yes. The grind don't stop. We're going to have a lot of shows during conference week and, of course, the tournament. We'll have post-game shows, and we'll have it all. Streams, everything.
So if you want more college hoops, we're going to get into college hoops here, but if you want even more, March is here. You can head right over to YouTube and check out our guys, Titus, and Dana talking college hoops. And, guys, March is here. And we were reminded of that last night with Lehigh. Check this out here. This was a highlight that's been making the rounds.
So sick.
Patriot League, tied 66-66, heaved
That's
up at the buzzer, bang!
It's literally my dream.
Game winner for Lehigh. Look at that, dude.
Lehigh, remember when they beat Duke with CJ McCollum? A long time ago? This is literally my dream. In any scenario, I have dreams of this going back to high school and hitting a half-court shot to win any ball game. And to do it in your conference tournament, quarterfinal, is so cool.
Conference tournament quarterfinal too, where I'm not going to pretend, guys. I don't know a ton about Lehigh or Holy Cross this year, but just look at the records.
Yeah.
Like Holy Cross is on the verge of pulling one of the bigger upsets, trying to make their own run, and Lehigh shuts the door with a buzzer beater that gets you all hot and tingling.
Fun fact,
March.
my aunt went to Holy Cross.
So did Bob Cousy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Massachusetts
Worcester?
staple. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Are all the teams in the Patriot League from that area, I'm guessing?
East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's Lehigh? Pennsylvania somewhere?
Yeah. This is so sick though. I cannot wait for the next month of this.
So you have literal dreams of buzzer beaters?
Yes.
I always have dreams that I'm on the basketball court and I'm on a fast break, but I don't have the ball, and the guy tries to pass me the ball, and I'm too slow to get it.
I weirdly have
So you have
dreams.
nightmares.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. It
Yeah.
sucks. Like it feels like I have lead in my legs, and I can try
Yes.
everything in me, and I can't get to the
You have
basketball.
football dreams?
I also have the nightmare where all of a sudden I'm playing. It's like game day. and I wake up late, and I'm like, what the hell? I don't have my pads. I don't have anything. I'm supposed to go play. It's
It's bizarre.
Yeah, the teeth fall. You ever have the dream where you try to punch something and you just have nothing behind the punch whatsoever?
Or if you're in school and you forgot to do your paper or something.
Yep.
You still have that?
I still have a lot of grades, like fear.
You passed.
I had a 2.3 GPA.
There we go. I haven't had the teeth falling out dream in a long time,
Ugh.
which is nice because that was one of the worst.
I hate it.
Brother, I haven't had a dream, period.
What do you mean? I was about to say you're very quiet here, Chief.
Yeah, I can't remember having a dream in the last year.
Wait, you don't dream?
I got no dream.
You just fall
It's just a
asleep and
black
you're awake?
screen and then I'm awake.
That's bizarre.
You just anesthetize yourself
Yeah, I
every
guess.
night?
Yeah, apparently.
Do you have nightmares? No?
What the heck is that word?
Wow.
Anesthetize?
I don't know if that is a word. I was thinking anesthesia. Because you know when you do
anest.
you know
Okay.
when you do anesthesia, like you just go under and then you
Yeah.
wake up like what feels like a second later?
Yeah.
That's an insane word.
Somebody explain why Chief doesn't dream, if you can help us out here. Tweet at us, Ask Wub, all your questions, hashtag Ask Wub on Twitter. By the way, before we get into the Cincy topic, Chief, congratulations on Nora, you just got engaged.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Very, very happy, very excited. She's great.
Hell yeah, man. It's going to be one of many weddings coming here in the
DePaul Law School, so maybe I'll jump on that bandwagon.
Oh, there we go, dude. All right, so we've been talking a lot of college basketball here lately, and we've been talking about this kind of this idea of the Big Five, right? And well, it might be a bit different of a Big Five than I originally realized, even though, whatever. The point is, here comes Cincinnati, guys. Dana, look at your Bearcats. This is according to Torvik over the past month, the top 5 teams in the country. There's 4. The 5th we normally talk about is UConn. But look at Cincinnati, 6-1 in the last 7 games, wins over BYU, Kansas, and UCF.
Man, here's the problem, though. Anytime I talk positively about Cincinnati, something bad happens. So I'm going to try my best to rein it in. I am genuinely, of the belief that I have cursed them. I know they've been not great for a long time in a lot of sports. But if you look at my track record, anytime I say something about them positive, it goes downhill. However, Wes Miller, this whole entire year I've said he probably is not the coach for them. He's currently coaching for his job, and he's doing a great job in the last 7 games.
Yeah.
Mustafa Sham. You got Jizzle James, one of the greatest names in college sports.
That's wild.
Day Thomas, Baba Miller. They have a solid...
These are all, this is fake.
I was talking to Stugotz about this. There's too many names in college basketball.
Yeah.
There's another thing
way
that...
too many names.
There's another thing there's one too many of. What is Torvik?
there's
There's Torvik, there's Ken Palm. Just give me the AP.
Ken Palm is kind of like the tried and true.
Yeah.
Torvik's a little more...
He's the new guy on the
he's a
block.
little-
Yeah.
But do I think they can make a run in the tournament? No. I think this weekend, if they beat TCU, our boy Jamie Dixon's coming on. Maybe we can ask him about that. Then we can start talking. But it starts with TCU. Head into the tournament. Maybe if you win 1 or 2 games, they'll place themselves firmly on the bubble. But right now, they're not with Michigan and Florida and Duke. They just aren't.
Yeah.
And you'd be stupid to say so. And if you've watched any Cincinnati basketball, you'll understand that there's a almost 0% chance they make it.
You are trying so hard to reverse this curse.
I am. Because when I came on here in football season and I said Sorsby for Heisman, then they lost 6 in a row.
Yeah, that was
and
the
then he
defense's
transferred.
fault, though. That was the defense's fault, too. That wasn't your fault.
But they have some very, very solid wins. But if you look at it, BYU is in a tailspin.
Yeah.
Kansas is the most confusing team in college basketball. But I love that they're winning, and I want them to keep winning. However, they're not even close to the skill level that one of these top.
No, so this is kind of an interesting thing where I guess it's things can break in a way where the numbers don't tell the full story or present a bit of a false story. Like that they are of the caliber of those other 4 teams because they beat BYU and Kansas. But as you said, those reasons are not necessarily explicable in just analytic terms because, with BYU, it's part injury. With Kansas, it's just, who
Makes no
the hell
sense.
knows?
That team could either win the tournament or lose in the first round.
Yeah.
But the Big 12 is as hot as ever. The Big 12 is as confusing as ever. They have some of the top teams in the nation. If the Bearcats can win a couple here in the tournament and just get themselves off the bubble and into their in territory, that's a huge win for Wes Miller, and he probably has a job next year. But if they don't make the tournament, I think he's out. He's had a rough go.
And so one of the things that we kind of wanted to parlay this into was conference or tournament expansion. It seems like a lot of coaches who maybe are at mid-majors or smaller schools that want more opportunity to get in the tournament, they seem to advocate for it. Basically, a lot of coaches on the bubbles would probably find themselves advocating for it. But I don't know. I kind of agree with the opinion that this year has been the perfect year for why you should not expand. Because look, the power conferences are all very good this year, but you've got a lot of major brands that are average to good that I like seeing them fight for their life. I like seeing them have to actually accomplish something to get in. Whereas if you were to expand and all of a sudden you have all of these bubble teams getting in, it just feels like you're kind of letting the dregs in, like you're taking down a lot of the excitement of the finish here to the regular season.
Why ruin something that is so perfect?
Bingo.
It's the most perfect, pristine thing we have in sports. Why mess with it?
It fits on one 8x11 sheet of paper. You can't expand it on that.
You can't.
Yeah, fair. So right now, there's your last four in, your first four out, and the next four out. A lot of basketball to be played this week and over the next couple of weeks to see how this will all break down. We got Mike Decourcy coming up to kick off hour number 2, as he's a Fox Sports bracketologist. He'll kind of let us know where everybody stands. And again, guys, if you hang out today after the show, 9:15. Wake Up Barstool YouTube channel. We're going to do the 10:15 Eastern. Excuse me, I live on Central Time. We're going to do the Wake Up Barstool post-show show.
Woo!
Where, let's see, I have Japan making real-life Gundams on here. I have a Lou Holtz magic trick.
What's Gundam?
I don't know what that word is.
Gundam?
Yeah.
No.
Gundam?
No.
Y'all aren't anime fans? You never watched Gundam Wing growing up?
No.
On like Toonami or anything?
I watched Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles sick.
I have respect for anime, but I don't know anything about
No,
it.
Gundam was an old anime about people piloting giant mecha robots that like fight in space and stuff. And swords and guns. So sick, dude. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool Friday, rolling right along. We got Mike Decourcy. We got TCU head coach Jamie Dixon coming up hour number 2. We got Ask Well. We got Smash Pass. We got a lot to get to. But right now, it's time to talk some NBA. Dana Beers is one of our premier hoop heads here at the company and here at the show. He's also a Boston Celtics fan. Mm-hmm. What a charmed existence you lead,
My number
Dana.
one.
You just get to watch iteration after iteration of this team continue to be badass. You somehow keep getting these great coaches. Then the guy you have now may be the actual best one of the bunch. Jayson Tatum gets hurt in a heartbreaking way in last year's playoffs, and, well, it means nothing because they're still awesome. And Jaylen Brown goes off, and now Jayson Tatum set to return.
I'm not like the biggest simulation guy, like we live in a simulation guy, but the fact that I get to drink beers for a job and have the greatest sports teams ever.
You might be dead and just be in heaven. It might not be in
Yeah,
simulation.
that's actually
You might
not a
just
bad
be in
point,
heaven.
dude. Yes. Smoking
This-
hot wife, drinking beers for your job, and all your sports team wins championships.
Thank you. I just want to start by saying the people who are coming in here and saying, is this Jaylen Brown's team? Is this Jayson Tatum's? I know that's sports fodder.
Yes, it's
Sports
very,
show
because
fodder.
I kind of, it's so BS, but like,
It's stupid.
I do kind of love it.
Did you see this team 2 years ago win a NBA championship? They don't care about whose team is, but Jaylen Brown, I do think, has like this chip on the shoulder that he is an All-NBA player, first-team All-NBA player,
Yeah.
MVP candidate. However, he also is about championships. And adding Jayson Tatum to your team, no matter what level of ability he's at right now, is going to help your basketball team. And he's not one of these guys that's worried about how many shots am I taking, how many shots he's taking. But the people that annoy me are the ones that say, is this going to mess with their chemistry? It's like, okay, right now the Celtics are playing probably 10 guys, and a couple of them off the bench. It's like, okay, you move that guy down one to the 11th man.
Yeah.
And you put in Jayson Tatum, who takes those minutes. That's going to be better than what Jordan Walsh is doing.
Yeah. It's like you're not going to get worse with Jayson Tatum
Right.
return. It just doesn't make any sense.
In terms of like the chemistry stuff, like he's gonna work his way in, and he's going to be fine. But my question to you guys is this really that abnormal, the 10-month return? Because I've seen
from the
NFL
Achilles?
players come back in 6 months, and
It's like
Not from the
ankle
Achilles,
sprain
though,
now.
right?
Yeah, and I feel like guys are not quite as explosive when they come. It takes them a while to come back. But yeah, I mean, like Aaron Rodgers, it took him he came back a year later. Granted, he's
but Aaron Rodgers
so
isn't
old.
he was also not having to be nearly as explosive as Jayson Tatum's going to be asked to be.
Totally, but it was just I felt like he looked a little bit better towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
So-
I still think that Achilles are pretty insane. Like ACL now, it does feel like 6 to 8 months you can be.
That's a jammed finger now.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean to be back 10 months in Achilles, Jayson Tatum attacked.
Yeah.
This rehab,
He did.
and I also believe that they would not put him at risk if they weren't like pretty medically sure that they were confident where they stand, which means he really got after it.
absolutely. And
In his physical therapy.
I'm sure he'll be doing. He'll start off playing 15 minutes a game for a little bit, and then work his way back in. But he's a dog, and he has that mentality where he wants to be on the floor at all times, and he's the best. And I'm extremely glad we got him back. I don't know what exactly he's going to do tonight. I think his over/under is like 13 points, but they are squarely in the mix as being one of the best teams.
Are you
in the association?
Are you? Have you given yourself over to it? Is it championship or bust yet?
I mean, I got to see how he's playing.
Is it finals or bust?
Got to be finals or bust, dude. There's
I don't-
nobody. Who are you going to lose to in the East?
It's just so crazy because everyone was saying this team was going to be either tanking or this is going to be a gap year, and it turns out Missoula ball.
Missoula's incredible.
Missoula ball is kind of just, it doesn't matter who's out there.
I hate Boston. I think you'll have just the most unfair charm sports existence of my life.
Thank you.
But I love Joe Missoula.
Yeah.
He's a
He's
psycho.
the best, dude.
He's so unique.
He's the best.
He
And
knows how to
kinda
get the
funny.
best out of guys. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's only 37.
Yes.
You know how unaccomplished I feel being a fellow 37-year-old and looking at Missoula?
A couple years ago when they were down 3-0 to the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals, people were calling for his job. I was like, everyone just shut up, okay? This guy is a dog.
Yeah.
And he's a psycho.
He's a psycho,
And
yeah.
he's the best. Is it finals or bust? I guess, yeah. Because I didn't think they were going to be this good, but apparently they're better than the Knicks. Apparently they're better than the Cavs.
Who's the biggest threat, do you think?
Detroit?
In the East.
In the East, Detroit. Yeah, for sure. Detroit is very, very good, and they are deep, and they're physical, and Cade Cunningham is a legitimate MVP candidate. I would say they're probably the favorites, but I wouldn't want to see them in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Probably the other biggest storyline in the NBA right now, the New Orleans Pelicans, 6-4 in their last.
You can
10.
say you can't
Really
say that about the
unreal.
Pels. They play hard.
They're
turn
playing
the corner?
No, they're playing. Okay, chill out, production. I'm not going to Pelicans. Congrats to LeBron James. Just became the NBA's all-time field goal leader, passing up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, I run out of words with LeBron. Whether you like him or not, his greatness is unquestionable and unchallengeable.
Man, I was watching this game last night, and it really is obscene that he is still doing the things he's doing, and he's catching oops, and he's like this. Is it this play? Yeah, he catches an oop right here, and he still looks like a spry young man. And he has a couple scares here and there where he hits the floor hard, but it's incredible what he does. The Lakers, on the other hand, I don't think they're going to make any noise in the playoffs, but LeBron, I think he could legit play till he's 50 if he wanted to.
It's preposterous.
It is.
Yeah. The
And
durability is crazy too, because he's never had one of these Achilles, ACLs.
Maybe I should start doing the
he
LeBron diet.
puts so much money into his body and died in the offseason and everything. And look, it's paying dividends, man. That's what greatness takes. Coming up next, let's go to the basketball version of the Oracles of Delphi. As Fox Sports' Mike Decourcy is going to let you know who's in and who's out little bracketology. Ow!
What the heck
Oh,
are
my
you talking
shoulder.
about?
Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. March Madness, hour number 2 underway. And who better to kick off hour 2 than, as I said, our own Oracle of Delphi, the man who has seen beyond the veil and can tell you what comes next. He looks at all the Byzantine information at hand and lets you know where everybody stands. Of course, I'm talking about Fox Sports' Mike Decourcy. Mike, what's up, man? How we doing?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Do you ever feel like a wizard or an oracle at this time of year as everybody's scrambling for answers and opinions and you're looking at all the different matrices of information and coming down from your mountain with these answers for us common folk?
I would feel more like that if so many people out there with loud voices weren't trying to get Miami, Ohio out of the tournament.
That's right. Tell them.
If we didn't have people saying things like they're not one of the 68 best teams, even though they've won 30 games in a row, I would feel a lot more oracle-y.
Yeah, so I guess that is a bit interesting, right? Because when you put it in those terms, it just seems obvious. Like, of course you put that team in. Where do you think it comes about that people argue against that, and why would you say that they're wrong?
Well, I think the first thing is that they don't pay any attention to the process and how it works. They are not looking at since NCAA introduced the metric that they call the net, the bracket has changed in form and has become much more sophisticated. The data that they use, the information that they use is a lot better than what they used 10 years ago. And the data that they do use, there are what are called record-based metrics or resume metrics, which factor out the margin of victory and how efficient you are, and are really just about how many games did you win, who'd you play in them, where'd you play the games. And that's what those are the metrics that they use most prominently to get into the field, because they don't want to pick you because you're going out and leaving your starters into the final minute so you can win by 50. They don't want that to be the reason you get in. So winning games matters. And the metrics that they use, and the one that they call wins above bubble, WAB, is the most prominent of those. And Miami, Ohio is 30th in that this morning. 30th is easily into the field. And if you were an analyst at another network and you wanted to know, does Miami belong anywhere near the field, you'd look at that and you'd say, yeah, I guess they do.
Well, let's say they lose in their conference tournament. What type of at-large seed are they looking at?
Yeah, I think that would change the math. I've had them at 8, and I'm a lone bracket person there. There aren't very many. I think there are 110 right now on what's called the bracket matrix that are either people that do it like I do for networks or publications, or some that just do it for fun and they're really good at it. It's not a question of whether you get paid or not. There are some that do it just as a hobby that are outstanding at picking the brackets. And right now, I'm one of, I think, out of 110, about 9 that have Miami as a number 8 seed or as a single-digit seed. Almost everyone has them around the 11 line. And I think that if Miami were to lose in the conference tournament, that they probably would wind up somewhere around there. But I still think that if they finish undefeated, and remember, they have to play tonight against Ohio U, one of their arch rivals, on the road. So there's no question in my mind that they're going to go into maybe the most hostile arena they're going to play all year, and they're going to have to try to complete an undefeated regular season, which a very small group of teams have done over the last 30 or 40 years. And so it's going to be hard. And then, of course, the conference tournament at that point, you want to be sure, and there'll be pressure on those games as well. It's going to be a real challenge for them to get to March Madness without losing.
One of the bigger questions we have heading into conference tournament time here is that last 1 seed. So you look at UConn, you look at Florida, it seems like those top 3 are pretty locked in. But if, let's say, UConn and Florida both win their conference tournaments, where does that leave us with the last 1 seed, if you had to say?
Yeah, it becomes really challenging. You're 100% right. That scenario, first of all, UConn both of them have to finish out their regular seasons without losing, and Florida does have to go to Kentucky, which won't be easy. But if they do that and they both win their conference tournaments, it becomes a real tricky issue for the committee. But the way to take the trickiness out of that is just to send them both to the South region in Houston in some order, and have one be a 1 and one be a 2. More than likely in that scenario, I think they would still go with UConn because the metrics are superior. But there's a chance that Florida surpasses them because UConn in their conference tournament, if they win it, will probably only play one high-level game, and that would be the final, presumably against either Villanova or St. John's, whereas Florida could play multiple such games, multiple games against teams that would be seeded in the top half of the field if it were done today. So I think that Florida has a chance, but the most just way, and no question, would be to put them both in Houston and tell the Cougars, sorry, you had a nice year, but you got to get on a plane and go somewhere else.
Conference tournaments are fascinating to me, and what I mean, look, for the smaller conferences, they mean everything, right? The best teams, they have to win in order to punch their ticket to the NCAA. It also allows teams to get in out of nowhere. When you get to these bigger conferences, the regular season champs are generally, they're fine, and so it means the most maybe to these bubble teams. How do you weight conference tournaments when it comes to these major conferences, teams that are on the bubble? How much does that information weigh against what you saw over the entirety of the regular season?
The conference tournaments are considered to be just 1 or 2 or 3 more games on top of the 31 or 32 or 33 you've already played. So when the needle doesn't move on my bracket a lot or on any of the others, a lot of people will embrace the idea that they don't matter at all. And it has to be remembered that this is less than 10% of your resume that you're playing, or actually less than that. I'm really bad at math. It's a very small fraction of your resume. You've already played 31 or 32 games, and now you might play 1 or 2 more, maybe 3 if you're lucky. It doesn't make as big an impact as people think it should because it's called the conference championship, and because it's more spotlighted, and because more people are watching now because it's so close to March Madness. And so people think it should mean more. Well, other than the automatic bid that's granted to every champion of every conference tournament, it doesn't mean more. It means it means what a neutral court win over that level of team means, and that's all it does.
So it's simply just an extension of the regular season.
Yes,
functionally.
except that whereas if you were playing Northwestern, say if you were Michigan and you were playing Northwestern, if you played them at home, it would mean less. If you played them on the road, it would mean a little bit more. It could be a quad 1 win, and if you played them on a neutral floor, it's going to be in between those two, and that's the difference in that sense.
Hey, Mike, I want to go to a team in the Big 12 that has been in the headlines all season. Kansas. They feel to me like they could be one of these teams that has a deep run, Final Four, or they could lose in the first round. I don't know what to make of this Kansas Jayhawks team. Obviously, the Darren Peterson stuff has been all over the news, but to you, what type of team do you think they could be in March? Do they have the chance to make it to the Final Four? Do they have the chance to lose in the first round? Because to me, I just can't make sense of them.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's exactly who they are right now. And the reason for that is that the sporadic appearances of Peterson has left them much less developed as a unit than the teams they're competing against, especially the teams they competed against down the stretch in the Big 12, where aside from BYU there and Texas Tech, you're looking at Houston and Arizona and Iowa State, teams that have been intact a lot of the year. I mean, I know Arizona missed Koa Pete for a little bit, but they could withstand that. And meanwhile, you have a team in Kansas that has been missing its best player for about a third of the year, maybe a little more than that. So it has impacted their ability to become a smooth functioning unit. Now, the good news for Kansas is that over the last 4 games, he's played 30+ minutes every time. I believe that's the first time all year that's happened. And while they were only successful in one of those 4 games, at least they were the team they want to be. And you put Peterson out there and you get more comfortable with him. Now they've got one on the weekend, and then they've got whatever they can get done in Kansas City, and then you have to start playing the games that you don't want to get eliminated from. So they are running out of time to become that team, the better version of your scenario. Because I totally agree with you. It could be the second round, and it could be they could win it. But in order to get to the ladder, they have to make a ton of progress in about 2 weeks.
Mike, we've seen, as far as the 11 seed goes, a play-in spot, we've seen a couple teams recently here make it all the way to the Sweet 16. Do you have anybody on that 11 line that you think is that you maybe favor to have the potential to make one of those runs?
Well, definitely not out of the current first four group. Ohio State, I will say, has been highly competitive with good quality teams like North Carolina. They only lost by a point. Virginia, they had the game for much of the game. They were in control until the final 4 minutes and let it get away. That was on a neutral floor. So I guess if there's a team that comes out of Dayton, or at least that I would send to Dayton currently, that could maybe win some games, I would probably go with the Buckeyes. Bruce Thornton is a player that a lot of those who follow college basketball regularly would love to see in the NCAA tournament. He's what everybody says doesn't exist anymore, which is a player who plays all 4 years at the same school. I think there were 22 of them this season that celebrated senior night at a major conference and had been the same place all 4 years. And Bruce is doing it at a place whereas unlike Braden Smith, where he's been in the tournament every year, he's made the Final Four, the championship game one of those years, Sweet 16 another. Bruce has never been inside the field. He's never seen March Madness. It would be really cool for him to get a chance to do that. But this weekend, the Buckeyes have Indiana coming in, a desperate team that absolutely has to have that game. I can't say they can't get in without it, but the road from there would be very tough.
So that kind of dovetails perfectly with what I wanted to close out with here, Mike, which is when you look at this weekend schedule, what games are you most locked into in terms of affecting the overall picture here?
Yeah, that one that I just mentioned would be the first, because it's not an elimination game. There are no elimination games short of the conference tournament. And I have a friend in the business who says there's no such thing. I've seen too many where the loser didn't make it to believe that. I do believe they exist, but I think they're only in conference tournaments. But this one is very close especially for Indiana with where they have put themselves. So that's one of the first ones that I would look at. Duke Carolina, the best rivalry in American sports to me. It's a great opportunity for Carolina to get another high quality win, to get a sweep of the team that's currently now the number one overall seed for me and for a lot of the bracket analysts. So those would be the games that I would look at. And of course, Kentucky versus Florida, because of what we talked about earlier, Florida trying to make that drive to get a number one seed. Very excited about seeing that.
Hell yeah, Mike. Mike Decourcy, Fox Sports bracketologist. Follow him on social media. He's constantly updating his brackets, releasing them. Mike, thank you so much, man. Tell everybody your schedule over the next couple of weeks and where they can stay locked in on everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be on the Big Ten Network. We have a pregame show for Penn State Rutgers on Sunday morning, 11:30. And, of course, I'll be on all day there with the big show as well. You can find my brackets every Tuesday and Friday, which means we'll release another one in a few hours every Tuesday and Friday. Well, actually, now it's just Tuesday, and then we'll start doing them daily as we approach Selection Sunday starting next Wednesday. So a lot of bracket work for me to do over the next 10 days.
Yes, sir.
Hell yes, Mike. Well, I know it's a very busy time. Thank you for making some time for us this morning, and I hope you have a great morning, man. A great
Thanks,
weekend.
guys.
Coming up next, guys, we got TCU head coach Jamie Dixon joining the show. Don't go anywhere. You're going to hear from one of the head coaches of one of the hottest teams in the entire country. Coach Dixon next.
Shout out to my Aunt Jane watching.
Shout out Aunt Jane. We love you. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool on FS1. March rolls right along. We've been talking to a ton of coaches. It's been so much fun. And right now, it's time to talk to one of the hottest in the entire country.
Sorry.
That is
My bad.
TCU head coach Jamie Dixon, the man who has led TCU to their most conference wins in nearly 30 years, guys. One of the toughest conferences in the entire country. A TCU alum and great player himself. Coach Dixon, what's going on? Thank you for waking up with us on this Friday, man.
Well, great to be with you. I saw you guys. I'm following Mike Decourcy. He's a legend and great, knows more about basketball and as much as anybody. So good to be on and following a good friend.
Yeah, Mike's the man. We've had him on, we're lucky enough. I think his Fox connection. We get to have him on a couple of times. Again, I just think these bracketologist guys, they're like the wizards of our age. They have the forbidden knowledge that the layman can't understand, and they have to come down from the mountain and explain it to us. Do you ever feel like that as a coach? It's like you try to parse all this and figure out what's what every single year.
Oh yeah, it changes, and everybody's got the numbers and who's in and who's out, and but those bid stealers change everything, in a week or so. So that's what you got to factor in that you just can't do. So it's a phenomenon. It's just hard to believe, and we as coaches. We recognize it, but it seems like the whole rest of the world starts watching about this time of the year, these last couple of weeks. So it's good to be playing our best basketball these last couple of weeks here now when everybody's watching. So we've won 7 out of 8 and beaten top 3, top 10, go down the list in the best league in the country.
Yeah, I've only been watching for 2 weeks. I think you guys should be a 1 seed.
I mean, that's how it feels. Like, what do you think, Coach? I mean, you're a national coach of the year. You've been in this game for a long time at this point. Like you said, a great player in your own right.
None of that.
Have you identified 45% career three-point shooter? We'll get there though. Have you identified any traits or elements that you try to like? How are you getting your team to peak at the right time? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Well, we're a young team, and I don't recommend that in this day of age of portal and NIL. But we're young out of necessity, and so I felt we could get better. I felt this was going to be a long road, and we've battled. And we're a team that started out poorly, and then we go and beat Florida and Wisconsin, and then lose a couple because we're playing Kansas, Arizona. The list I can't remember. BYU, like we played our first 4 conference games. I think we're top 10 teams. So then we just kind of regrouped, and now we've been playing well. So yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is, as I say, and it's pretty accurate. And once people go look at it, I've been in the best league in the country pretty much every year of my career. Big East was the best. The Big AC, when we went to the ACC with Syracuse, Louisville, and Notre Dame, ACC became the best. And then I decided to come out here as this thing started getting better. And then we got better, Baylor got better, Tech got better, and all of a sudden this became the best league in the country. So, I'm used to these like stretches where you lose games but you can't get too high, you can't get too low, and even the great wins. Like I told our guys, I told them yesterday in the before practice. I mean, hey, everybody's telling you how good you are now. I'm going to be, I'm on Fox show now tomorrow morning. But remember what they were saying after we lost our first game of the year. Yeah, those are the same thing. So don't get too high, don't get too low.
Coach, the Big 12 is obviously one of the strongest leagues in the country, and there's so many good teams. And you and Cincinnati, the Bearcats, are 2 of the hotter teams in the Big 12 right now. What are you expecting this weekend? I know they're obviously, they're huge. Their front court is massive, but they also have good guards. So what are you expecting out of Wes Miller's Bearcats this weekend?
Yeah, experience. I mean, there's a great story. Struggled early when the guards was out, and now he's back and made a little adjustment with their lineup, and they're playing their best basketball. I saw them beat BYU by 20 last game, and like you said it, you got the scouting report. I mean, their size makes them defensively very good. Their guards are very solid defensively too. They're experienced, and now they're shooting the ball better. That's the thing that's made the big difference for them. They've gone a little smaller. They put Celestine in the lineup, and he gives them perimeter shooting. And now I think they're a more balanced offensive lineup, and hence the run that they're on as well. So I don't know. Somebody said, I read the 2 best the teams are playing the best in the Big 12 are playing on Saturday. And if people really look at the records down this stretch.
Coach, as you were kind of alluding to, you are no stranger to being in these uber elite conferences like Dana's talking about, and that comes with an uber challenging conference tournament, right? Then into March Madness, NCAA tournament. In all of your years of experience, what have you learned about how to manage the boys through this, take it every game, and go on a successful run?
Yeah, no, it's interesting because back in the Big East when it was the biggest event, and it's still big, but not obviously what it was. And you'd have some coaches saying, "I'd rather not win in the Big East tournament, and so I get ready for the NCAA tournament and get rested and not play those 4 games in a row and different things." Coach Boeheim was the one that was big on winning the tournament. Some said it wasn't important, but the people have been around it. I just think you just gotta. We've been taking lighter practices. I think we're doing a better job of that. Yesterday was good, but it wasn't up and down. It wasn't physical. Today will be in a short 40-minute stretch. But you still got to play. There's no this tournament's not important. Big E12 tournament's not important. This is, you got to be playing your best. You got to be going in with that same mentality. And but rest, I think, is key. Mentally, you don't even want to go too far with that, too much with that. I think that's something that can be draining at times too. So you just want to keep them, when you're playing well, keep them loose, but yes, focused at the same time. So my word the last couple of days has been refocus, because we'll be there. The last couple of games is and yes, we're playing well, and then we have a couple of laughs and jokes, and then I'm like, okay, I blow the whistle. It's refocus, and so we just got to stay on the task at hand while also understand that we're playing well.
Coach, you've coached a lot of great teams in the Big East at Pittsburgh, obviously, and we have a guy here, Rico Bosco. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's a big college basketball guy, and he wanted to know if Levance Fields was your favorite point guard to coach.
People love Levance. I mean, we had some guys, and I talk to Levance all the time. He's coaching. He's back at his high school, and he's in Brooklyn. He's back in coaching and working with kids, and I still think he was, and he's right. Rico's right. I mean, he was really good, and he probably the game he beat hit the buzzer beater to beat Duke at Madison Square Garden, where we had as many fans as Duke did, which is unheard of, and Levance hit the step back, and then a day later, next game we played, he broke his foot, and he was never quite. I thought he was an NBA guard. I really did. And we never quite got it. And then he re-broke the foot going into his senior year. And so I had a lot of great ones. I mean, I've had good ones. I know people loved him, man. Carl, does you remember Carl Krauser too?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
He remember the Bronx, he put the X, which you can't let him do that. I was like, well,
Sam Young had the greatest pump fake I've ever seen.
My parents are from the Bronx, so I said I let him do it. You can't. He was representing, even though no one believed me. But we had some good ones, and we had some good ones here. And I got a different guy here today in Brock, and he don't look like a point guard. He don't look like, but he's just as competitive. Those two, he's just as competitive.
Those were the glory days.
Oh,
Yeah,
the old Big East was the best.
Now, like Coach said, the Big 12 is, and so refocusing on the Big 12 conference tournament coming up, Coach. How do we feel about the glass court? Because and I think, look, outside looking in, I would just say I think the question that we all have is like, does it actually feel like a basketball court?
We don't know. We haven't been on it.
So y'all still haven't been on it. I didn't know if like preseason or something y'all
we
have
were in
a chance.
Orlando, we're the headquarters. We were trying to get there. I was told that the Magic had it on their practice court. So I called Desmond Bain, who's with the Orlando Magic, another one of our great guards that we've had, and he said, we don't have it here. I worked out on it. It seems fine. It's concerned, but I mean, Brett, our commissioner, he's so marketing. He says he's so ahead of his time. He's looking for, you guys know. I mean, we're getting all this talk and all this coverage because of it. Is that what it is there?
Yes, this is it right here, Coach. And as you can see, I mean, the guy has an iPad out here. and he's
Yeah.
actively changing. It's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah. No, I've seen the whole presentation. I can't. If this works and nobody slides and turns their ankle on the first 5 minutes of the game, this thing's going to be there's going to be a wait list for these things everywhere and for advertisements but yeah, we're getting there early so we can practice on Tuesday. We play Wednesday, and we're getting there early so we can practice on a Tuesday because it seems like it's a different. It looks different, but they tell me once you get going, you'll feel fine. So it's gonna get a lot of coverage. You guys are talking about it, so
We've been
it's
talking about
big.
it. And you're right, Brett Yormark, we've had him on a few times, marketing genius. But Coach, I hope I don't presume too much here, but I would say that you're a very good looking man. And I'm going with this is, it was then not shocking to me to learn that you did some acting back in the day. Are you still a current member of the Screen Actors Guild? Are you a SAG member?
So I am technically I'm an honorary SAG member. I guess when I left as a kid, I put that down. So yes, I am getting I'm going to get my pension and I'm going to get my thing. To call it acting is a real reach. There was no De Niro.
Wait, hold on though. I heard you did ads for Volvo, Rice Krispies, Mattel. Bud
He's
Light.
working.
That's what I'm saying, dude. What was your favorite acting experience back in the day?
Well, you know what? Our radio guy, Brian Estridge, went and found some of these recently.
Oh no!
And they're on YouTube. Like you hear YouTube has everything. I haven't seen them since I was a kid. So he found some. So the Volvo one I was in with my dad. It is hilarious. It also shows.
Okay, we got to get that.
How old I am. But I mean, most people when they do something, 50 years ago, they can outlive it, but I still can't seem to shake it. So it's brought up. I didn't think this was going to be today, but yeah, you guys got me.
You've gone on to be a literal national basketball coach of the year, and you can't escape.
Yeah, kept going ahead of this. I mean, I grew up in. My parents from the Bronx. They moved to California. My dad came out there to be in the movie business, acting business, and made a living out there. And where I lived in North Hollywood, it's like a little league, like you. Everybody was doing those things. I mean, I grew up with like famous people then that, and we were all just struggling actors and, I wasn't an actor / waiter yet, but I became one later. I became a basketball player / waiter when I was playing overseas is what I said.
So when did it switch to, when did you go all in on the coaching front?
Well, the acting thing kind of made the acting to call it acting. Showing up for commercials, showing up for things and smiling. I was a cute kid that went ugly. I got braces, had the hair part in the middle, and it just didn't work. So the decision was made for me, and I was consumed by sports. I mean, everybody's like commercials. Like you had to go like 3-4 interviews a day. Like you'd go right after school, you go do an interview. Like you go do these things, and sometimes they'd like, I'm not going. I'm going to play baseball or basketball, and so that's what I wanted to do. That's what I love doing. And like the braces didn't help. Let's get the braces.
And you're still consumed by it, though, Coach. I mean,
consumed by it because I got asked about it yesterday on a show. This is.
Oh wait, no, sorry. I apologize. I mean, you're still consumed by sports, by basketball.
Oh yeah.
Because here you sit, man. Like I said, you have a lot of hay in the barn, a lot of accomplishments. It'd be easy to not have the drive anymore, but you still just love it.
No, I love the sports. I was watching World Baseball Classic highlights this morning while I was working out. Like I love sports. I love the competition. I love everything about it, and I just it's luckily I've never worked a day in my life, is what I say. So it's you guys haven't either. I can tell by.
Wait, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
We got a fun job. You can say that.
Things. I'm wearing the same things. I just don't have the backwards hat on. I mean,
that's like we're not serious people. My name's T-Bob. He's Chief, and he's Dana Beers. What's not serious about
I know
that,
you are.
Jamie?
I know who you are. You're me. You played the wiffle. You played a wiffle ball when you were younger. You kept. You played Stratomatic, and before they had video games, and Madden. I know.
Yeah, I was going to say, Coach, I don't know if I
All-Star
know.
baseball.
Automatic.
I don't know if I know Stratomatic.
I just got one.
I'm older than you guys, as you mentioned.
Wait, what's Stratomatic?
You don't know?
I
You don't know
just got one.
Stratomatic?
It's like a strategy game with sports. I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I got to.
Yeah, you said you have the cards, and it was before computers and analytics. There was a time, guys.
Big
there was
board.
a time.
Okay. No,
yeah,
I love board games. I'm down. I want to check this out. Hey, Coach Dixon, thank you so much, man. Again, like I said, a legend of the game. Best of luck this Saturday, closing out Cincy at home, 1 p.m. tomorrow, guys. Check it out. It's going to be a great game. And then best of luck in the tournaments. Coach, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you so much. Love what you guys have done for college sports.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
man.
Coach.
You're the man.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
TCU head coach Jamie Dixon, TCU, one of the hottest teams in the entire country. Again, going against Cincy, one of the other hottest teams in the entire country. It's a big-time game day.
Bearcats, please win. Please.
Back to baseball coming up. We also got we got Adam Wainwright. Excuse me. Adam Wainwright joining the show to talk about the World Baseball Classic. More WUB on FS1.
Shout out to Aunt Patty watching.
And Patty, too.
Aunt Patty.
You don't want to miss this one, guys. The World Baseball Classic. I'm talking Aaron Judge, Paul Skeens, and Bryce Harper suiting up for the Stars and Stripes as Team USA takes on Brazil tonight at 8 Eastern, only on Fox. And who better to talk to than a legend of the game in his own right, an 18-year vet, a World Series champion, a fantasy football champion, an aspiring country singer, actor, a man who does color commentary for Fox Sports, MLB analyst. It's Adam Wainwright, guys. Wayno, what's up, man? Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good to be on here with a bunch of legends.
I don't want to say things that were said off air. However, the guy to my left here was saying he hated.
Yeah, I didn't like you too much. It was an old Cubs Cards thing where it was just like, God damn, Wayne's on the bump again today. It's gonna be an L.
It's understandable. It's reciprocated.
Okay, great.
But it's also a love-hate relationship there. Cubs Cards fans. When I see a Cubs fan walking down the street with a Cubs shirt on or a hat on, my instant thought is, ugh. But at the same time, there's this wonderful rivalry there where we go play at Wrigley, or Cubs fans come to Busch, and there's both fan bases travel so well, and there's like a very cordial, polite Midwest kind of love-hate thing going there. It's very unlike the East Coast where it's like, people are like, we don't like you, but here, please, I'll open the door for you.
We're nice boys.
It's a really cool thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayno, you've played in this tournament, the World Baseball Classic. You'll be calling it tonight. Let's start with expectations for the U.S. So obviously the hockey team just kind of captured the country. Yeah. They win gold. Is it gold medal or bust for this USA baseball team?
Well, they have some tremendous opponents that they've got to go through. But, I mean, everyone's talking about the DR lineup. Everyone's talking about Shohei in Japan. And probably a lot of people are talking about the United States as well. But I'll tell you, first of all, let me just say this. I watched that USA gold medal game with Canada, the hockey game. That was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my entire life. Jordan Bennington, the goalie keeper for the Canada, is one of my good friends. And
hate him too.
And it was hard. It was, I bet you do. Yeah. It was hard rooting against him. But I must have said, gosh, dang it, Jordan Pennington, like 25 times because he kept making these incredible saves. But, man, I was just watching Jack with his teeth knocked out, got the gold medal. I mean, that was just as good as it gets. And I'll tell you this, playing the WBC, that's how it feels for those players. I'd never played for Team USA ever except for in the Futures game. I had no idea what I was getting myself into except for I knew I wanted to play for our country. Walking out the very first game to play against Great Britain was a wild experience. Hearing the entire crowd chanting USA, USA, it just doesn't get better than that. It doesn't. Yeah. There's something deeper about that, and that was. I mean, I was 42 years old, playing. My shoulder was on its last leg there. My back was on its last leg there, and I rallied. Look. We got Skubal, Skeens, Webb, Waka. These guys are incredible pitchers. But the old man was 2-0.
That's what I'm saying, 2-0, including the semifinal win, dude.
2-0 and beat Cuba, and so they got their work cut out for them. But I'm looking at this lineup right now. I wrote this lineup down before I came in here because you've got MVPs left and right. You got, I mean, Aaron Judge speaks for himself. Cal Raleigh speaks for himself. I mean, Bryce Harper speaks for himself. Bobby Witt, Roman Anthony is one of the guys that I'm really looking forward to watching. He is such a stud. PCA, Schwarber. I mean, they're going to hit some bombs.
Yeah.
They're going to hit. So there's not going to be any shortage of bombs. They're going to face some tough pitching, no doubt. But and I'll tell you this: that game that we played in 2023 against Venezuela, when they had I think it was the 8th inning, they had a 2 or a 3 run lead, maybe a 2 run lead. And our shortstop stepped up and hit an absolute tank bomb missile that's still going, walk off, like a grand slam to take the lead. Trey Turner has won World Series. He said that was the biggest moment in his baseball career.
No way, dude.
I've never in my life, I've played in a lot of wild, crazy scenarios. I've never in my life heard a crowd as loud as that Venezuela crowd. In Arizona, and it was not even close, by the way, not even close. You know, when you leave a concert and your ears are ringing, that's how it was.
Wow.
When he hit that, it went ghost quiet, and that's the coolest thing. You could hear all our like 12 fans in the stands cheering because Venezuela booked that whole thing out, man. They were like 85% of the crowd, and to their credit, an hour after the game when we left on the bus, those Venezuelan fans that I heard so many people had like got their life savings to fly over there and watch. They were still partying in the stands. It was so unbelievable. You know, I'm so happy for these guys that never played for Team USA to get a chance to experience this because it is totally unique, totally amazing. That's why I hope they let big leaguers in the Olympics. But right now we're talking about the WBC, and I think the USA is going to take it.
My question was going to be kind of dovetailing off what you were just talking about with the electric environment. How does that compare? You've won a World Series. How does that compare to a postseason environment in the Major League Baseball, just in terms of how loud it is, just in terms of the environment? How would you compare the two?
Well, we played, and I'm glad we get Houston. I hope they have it close because I want to hear how loud it can get at Houston. Because Houston, I would have said Houston was the loudest place I ever played before playing in the WBC. They had the bullpen is not a phone, it's a horn. And it like if there's no sound, it'll like blow your eardrums out.
Wow.
It's so loud because they got to be able to know, like the people in the bullpen got to be able to know when the phone's ringing. But the games in Miami were really loud. The games in Arizona I'm telling you, man, it was like a concert. It was like a rock concert. It was so loud that fans never stopped. They never sat down. Just going crazy the entire time. I would say that it was times 3 of anything I'd ever played.
Wow.
And I think everyone who played in it would agree with me. I mean, it was just wild, especially the Venezuela game. But there's just something that, like, those big moments in the WBC, in my experience, were like those huge moments in the postseason, the World Series, that you're just sitting on the edge of your seat and you're like, like it was like that every pitch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like that every pitch.
When you look around at the tournament, Wayno, and again, you'll forget infinitely more baseball than we'll ever know. What other roster do you think looks like the biggest threat or maybe the most intimidating? Of course, Shohei, Japan making a statement this morning. Of course, Shohei starts with a grand slam because, like, what else is he going to do? It's insane how consistently he delivers in the moments when it comes to a game where you're supposed to fail all the time. So who do you think the biggest threat is?
I think the Dominican is lineup-wise the biggest threat, but I think we have to give Japan their flowers. And, we've played 5 WBCs so far. They've won 3 of them. There's something that happens between the lines that Japan just kind of, they rise to the occasion. And they are very smart about managing their pitching. Last year in the finals, if they had thrown last WBC, if they had thrown a pitcher more than 2 innings, the USA would have scored 12 runs. I mean, that's how good our lineup was. You know, it was just, if you got more than 1 inning a look at somebody, it was going to be on. And I think they threw 8 pitchers at us. You know, I think Yu Darvish was the only one to go 2. And if he'd have gone 3, it would have been bad. I'm just telling you. They do a good job of in those big games. They're playing totally for country.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to come down to USA versus Dominican, because I just don't think, even with Japan's track record, I don't see them being able to. I mean, there's no holes in these 2 lineups that I'm looking at with the USA and Dominican. I mean, there's just no holes. And it starts off, you know, with 30, 40 home run power from the first spot to the 9th spot on both sides. I still give the edge, even though I know people are going crazy about the Dominican lineup. I still give the edge to the USA lineup. I mean, I just don't. They're just really good, man. I would not want to pitch against that lineup. That is so stacked. And if they get Paul Skeens in there, which is a question mark because of the day's rest, and I understand that you got to get ready for the season, but I think that they might get him in there. But even if they don't, you're throwing Tarek Skubal, you're throwing Logan Webb, who is one of the most consistent top 10 Cy Young guys every year to start this thing off. You're coming in with Waka, you're coming in with Joe Ryan. I mean, this lineup's stacked. USA is going to win this thing, I think.
How difficult is it to go from the off season and then start with a World Series type of intensity? Is it difficult to ratchet it up to where you're feeling like you're ready to go at full speed?
I would say here's my thoughts on this. I think that the guys that come out of the WBC have 2 reactions. They're either exhausted for not too long, for a week, they're really tired, or they're going to have the best April of everybody. And you've seen the history and the track record to say both of those, because there's something about spring training kicking it into the next level of playing at the big league level. When the lights come on, it's a little different. For a pitcher, I'll compare it like this. For a pitcher, when you throw your first bullpen, the next time when you throw your first live BP, you're going to be a little sore. When you throw your first game and pitching the first game after throwing live BPs, you're going to be a little sore, because it's that next ramp up. This WBC is very much like the playoffs or more. It ramps you up really quickly. I was really sore in good spots, right? Like my lats and like legs and things were really sore after my WBC starts. You recover well and you get that adrenaline. But you go into April with a leg up on the competition, in my opinion, because you've been battling at a level that everybody else in spring is not to yet, you know. So that can help guys.
Wait, no, are you in Miami right now? Am I correct? Are you on the call tonight? Am I crazy?
I'm in Houston.
Oh, you're in Houston. Oh, in Houston. When I say Miami, are you on the call tonight for the show?
I am. Yeah, I got tonight against Brazil and tomorrow against Great Britain.
Nice.
All right, guys. So be locked into Fox tonight. You can listen to Adam. Thank you so much for your time, man. This was great. Thank you again, and we'll be checking in throughout the tournament.
Yeah, and the one question I have is like, how biased can I be? Because when you call games, you got to be completely unbiased.
Be biased.
You should dress like Toby Keith for this
But
game.
yeah, it's like, but it's an American audience, right?
Yeah,
It's an American audience. Like it's not. Yeah, these are not. Yeah, be as biased as you want, Wayno.
Yeah, it's going to be natural. We'll see.
Hell yeah, man. Adam Wainwright, legend. Thank you, brother. Again, guys, tonight, Fox, 8 p.m. Eastern, USA Brazil. Get eyes on this team. Coming up next, we're going to wrap up the show. We got your Ask Wub questions on Twitter. We got a little smash or pass. Dana's going to explain calories. More. Wake Up Barstool on FS1.
Shout out to Don and Jens.
He's good too because it's Boston and y'all just, everybody's blessed. All right, guys, speaking of blessed, our guy Dana Beers, he does a bunch of great content. Well, him and Francis like to talk about some of life's biggest questions, and yesterday or sometime they were discussing calories. Watch this little clip right here.
Hi, Dana.
Hey, Frenny.
We had a nice dinner last night.
Yeah.
And we ate a lot of calories.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you today about what calories are.
I've often wondered what it's just it's a made up number.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually very specific.
What is it?
I know.
No, it's not existent.
No, it is.
No, it's not.
There's a very good formula, and I think once you know it, it will change your relationship to calories.
I'm not a conspiracy guy, but it's just a number that the company's made up.
No.
I'm not a conspiracy guy. So, okay, but I want to highlight this. Because, Dana, people see that, and a lot of people's instincts will be to scoff and be like, what a question. And then you're like, okay, but then what's a calorie? It's tough, dude. It's one of the, Dana's just asking the questions.
First of all, go watch Dana Learns on YouTube, on my YouTube page. Second of all,
It might be my favorite content series.
thank you very
It
much.
really is fantastic.
Think about it, dude. He told me that it's whatever. I don't even remember what he taught me.
Yeah, it's something.
Why don't you go watch it?
I watched it. It was something like heat, energy.
You heat up
It's like an
something,
energy,
the amount
yeah.
of temperature it takes to heat up to a I don't care about that.
Well, like,
I don't need numbers on my stuff.
when you eat a bite of steak, let's say let's say you have like one cell of a
Yeah.
steak. Do they know how many calories?
That's
there
what I'm
is?
saying.
That's what we're
how
saying,
do they,
dude.
How do they know?
Oh, wait,
It's
here
so
we go.
dumb.
Big Steve, ask Wub, challenge successful for Dana Beers. Chug a beer for every run Team USA scores during the WBC.
The over/under is 14.5.
Yeah, tonight they're
Lord.
favored. Tonight they're favored
We
by
are
I think,
bringing
like
back
9.5.
Friday.
We are bringing back beers, and it's Friday, and I'm trying to become a soccer fan, and I need beers in the morning. So
And calories aren't real.
no,
Yeah.
they are real. I just stepped on a scale recently.
Abe Lincoln, ask Wub, $100 for every beer drank in a lifetime or 50 cents per step taken?
Oh, 100. Oh.
Got to be 50 cents.
I mean,
per step
steps.
taken.
Yeah. We've all taken so
But
many
if you want to
steps.
pay me $100 per beer, Abe, feel free. Papa Leo, why do babies skip the word say when you tell them to say daddy,
That's
mommy?
a great question.
Wait, okay, hold on.
Think about it.
So they know what
know
the word
say.
they know what the word say means conceptually. Then.
Yeah. Am I an idiot? I don't think I understand the question.
So instead
Say
of
mama dada.
they're not just repeating you. They're
They're conceptually grasping it. Yeah, they're smarter than you think. They're kind of dumb too, though. They
Happy birthday, Aunt Jane.
Like I
Happy
don't
birthday
know.
on Jane.
I don't crap my pants.
Happy birthday, Jake Arrieta too.
Really?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.